a lot of stuff to juggle around here, so. Oh god. Just gotta make sure the volume's all good. Yeah, the volume's all good. Should not have started yet. God damn it.
Well.
Wait, where'd it go? Okay, it's here. Never mind, we're good.
It's all gone wrong.
As long as my throat's good, we're good. So there's a shit ton of news today. Ow. About this game that we're playing. Again, they just never shut up about this fucking game. Can't wait until it's all over for this game.
I mean, we're the only ones keeping it alive, so...
Yep, no one else is playing the entirety
literally only us. We're playing with bots.
Splatoon 2.
7 million sales and not one of them stayed after the first month.
Oh my god, what the fuck?
Well, rip.
Someone get this thing?
Trying so hard, but there's like cohawks everywhere. And one of them hit me, so I went like flying 10 miles.
Yeah, the big news is that there are going to be 2 literally new weapons instead of fake new weapons, which we went over last time. There was an update like this, how there are fake new weapons that aren't actually new weapons. Because kits...
They're so needlessly aggressive about like literally everything.
Kits... because kits aren't new weapons. They're new kits. God, I hate that.
Both the new weapons look pretty fucking rad.
Yeah, the first one is a charger that... Sorry, the Splatling. It charges, though. You can understand the mistake.
I can, especially since this one's a gimmick.
Yeah, this one can charge while moving. Wait. You charge... no, hold on. you charge it, and then you can move in the...
It holds its charge when swimming, like sniper rifles do.
It holds its charge. And I never really understood that concept at all. Like, I don't know the button pattern there, but it actually seems genuinely good.
You just hold... It's basically you hold the right trigger and then you hold the left trigger. And then that's it. You know, you just let go of both of them when you want someone to die. And that is actually, like, stupid good. Because it basically means this is a Splatling that can rush people.
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of surprised. Like, it reminds me of the Heavy, almost. How he can have his gun rev down and then move and then fire instantly.
Yeah.
And that's what I kind of...
It's kind of like that.
That's what I kind of hated about the miniguns in this game, is that they aren't as fun as the Heavy because they don't do that. So
I mean, like, it used to be, like, you know, with the way the Heavy Splatling shot in Splatoon 1, it used to be, like, shoot for, like, so long and, like, did enough damage that it was alright. You had to wind up for a while, but then, you know, they changed that and made it, like, it doesn't shoot for as long, so then, you know, it became a lot easier to rush it and fuck people up with it. Or fuck people up who use it. So this kind of, like, tips the scales back a bit, where now there's a Splatling that can just... A Splatling that can just run into people.
I'm just kind of surprised that, it's not the norm for all of them. Like,
I mean, I kind of like how, like, they're experimenting on the Splatlings with, like, firing gimmicks, or, like, you know, the ballpoint one is, like, basically can, like, you can charge while shooting, so it's based around, like, just throttling your own firing speed over and over again. And, like, this one is, like, you can hold the charge and rush people. Like, it means, like, different Splatlings will have entirely different playstyles.
yeah, it's actually new. As I've established.
It's welcome.
What?
Also,
so what is this?
The other new weapon is...
Hold on. Before we even move on to that. Oh god, what? I have to ask, what is the Splatling based off of? Because I don't know. I looked at it.
It looks like some kind of spray gun.
I don't know. Because there's a mechanical part on the back that reminds me of, like, the bottom, like the part of a lamp that holds the light bulb. But the rest of the gun doesn't.
I mean,
look like
I'd
that
have to,
at all.
like, study it more, but it just looked like, at first glance to me, it's like cybernetic cannon.
Do you know what it's called?
But it's called a Nautilus, so it probably is just a fucking cannon.
Oh, that's kind of lame. Because it doesn't look anything like that sea creature at all. That's not true, but it really doesn't look like that sea creature.
I mean, you know, like half the things, like weapons and ships are named after. They don't look anything like them, but they have the names anyway.
But this is different. This is
it just keeps the.
They just released a
hell,
weapon that looks like a fucking quad pen. That's like half of the charm.
I mean, yeah, but then there's also like literally a gun that's just a P90.
These stupid kids went in the garbage and found something and then made a weapon out of it.
I know. Then there's the E-liter, which is just literally a sniper rifle.
How old do you think Sheldon is? You think he's like an adult, but like.
I mean, he's probably like
maybe
high teens.
Maybe he's like double D in Ed and Eddie, where he's just a really smart kid.
Maybe.
I'm kind of tilted on that though. It has to be based on something. There's no way.
I mean, it probably is, but like, I don't know. I have to like stare at it some more and find out.
Its shape is too non-generic.
The other one is very clearly something because it's just a fucking bathtub.
Ow! Yeah, it's a small bathtub, and it's a slosher that shoots like a chain of bubbles that bounce on the ground for a while.
It looks rad.
They don't go as far as I would have hoped, so I'm kind of disappointed.
They don't, but they look like they absolutely wreck house, because like a single volley, if you get like all the bubbles up, will just wreck someone and blow them apart.
It seems like the cow mangler, is that what it was? No, not the cow mangler. It seems like the righteous bison to me, which isn't a good thing.
I have no idea what that is.
The righteous bison was like a futuristic weapon in TF2, like a pistol, and you shot a little ray of energy, like an energy weapon, and it traveled very slowly. Like you could run next to it, and then it would hit a bunch of people. Like it would just hit people. So what people would do is just shoot the weapon at empty space and just get lucky if it hits someone. That's what this thing seems like to me. I'm not really a fan of, but it also looks fun, and I want to try it. So
I'm pretty sure it's like, because the bubbles actually move pretty fast. At least they look like they move fast, and like, it looks like you can just have like multiple bubble streams at once. I'm pretty sure the idea is it's not so much like, you know, you fire like a slow shot and now you catch someone or whatever. It's that you just cause chaos by spreading like multiple flying projectiles that just like rush at people.
It's like the ball in Shovel Knight.
Yeah, like they look really fucked up and weird. So compared to like every other gun in the game, so the idea is probably just to, you know, sue Discord as you go. Just spray bubbles everywhere and make people panic.
Isn't it so?
What? I mean, yeah, I was like I misspoke.
Okay, just making sure. That's not a regional dialect. Ooh, speaking of regional dialects, should we get to that, or should we keep going with the Splatoon update? We talked about the two main weapons. There are a bunch of.
There's a bunch of patches.
Yeah, there are a bunch of finer details, but I need to know: is it true that you guys call the zipper in your pants flies over there?
Yeah.
Like not fly, flies.
We say both.
That's so weird. That's so weird. It's a fly. It's not plural. I don't get it. I thought it was just a weird thing that the person on the podcast I was listening to was saying, but yeah, oh god, help.
Alright. Oh, there you go. You're behind the thing I'm shooting.
Like, you know when the camera is like rubbed right
Yeah, you got pinned and the camera suddenly found flying somewhere.
That's scary. Damn, I'm sick. Man, it hurts to be this hip. Ah!
That's what you get, frankly.
Splatfest. Fly versus flies.
Someone in the chat or...
No, that's me. Okay. That's a me original.
Just making sure in case...
What, do you think? You think I can't come up with a joke as good as that?
It was the way you said it. You, like, needlessly aggressive piece of shit.
Alright. Yeah, I got in the notes. I called it a robot arm splatling. So, I don't buy it. I don't buy it. It has to be a robot arm or something.
I mean, it might
What is
be.
this? It says big. Oh, the big ink tank. Right, this isn't clicked in.
Oh yeah, that interested me, but then
It's not a big thing, but it's something they talk about in the patch notes, where the custom splatter shot is going to have more ink capacity, so you're going to get a bigger tank that literally shows that.
Yeah, and that's interesting because like at one point like, I misclicked when trying to buy a gun and got like the custom splatter shot junior, and I was like, fuck it, why not? And that's actually a fun little gun to use. So like it having a bigger tank is like interesting. It's like, ooh.
Really, the only interesting thing about it for me is that I think that they're going to apply it to other things, which I didn't read the full patch notes,
or like
so they may
custom tanks or like a tanks with different aesthetics or different weapons. And I'm interested in that. The game is all about aesthetics.
That would actually be really cool if you could customize your ink tank, but I don't think that's happening.
No, I don't mean custom. I mean each weapon will just get its own ink tank.
Why did I do that?
Like specific weapons will just get their own ink tanks. Looking at it. Oh well, fuck me then.
Oh my god. What does the fox say? Oh, I did. Oh my god. Oh, goodness. Yeah, that's not working out. Looking through the things. For big things, not like little things for specific weapons. Unless we use them, of course. And then even for weapons that we do use, there's minor things that I would have never even noticed. So let's see, I have 1, 2, 2, 3, technically. Definitely 4, 5. Ooh, 6. 7. 8. Well, does that count? I guess 8. 9.
8 what?
Like things that are worth actually talking about.
And go for it then.
All right, so let's scroll up for a bit. Other than the splatter shot junior having a bigger tank, all rollers have decreased ink consumption when rolling at max speed by 33%.
Yeah, I saw that, and that's nuts.
I think it's to be like push back the stigma that you need a pure ink saber main to use any roller.
I mean, it's just because like the meta right now is they're also extremely heavy on just standard guns of long range, like the NZAP and shit, which means anything that isn't also a standard gun of long range or dualies, because dualies are also all over the place, is just gonna have a shit time of it. So letting them cover more ground for less is basically like a really easy way of giving them a chance. You know?
Not really, but I'll take your word for it.
I mean, it is, because like the carbon roller, especially because of the speed of the thing. Like, if it has, you know, like it's using like a third of the last thing to get everywhere, that means it covers like a third extra ground before it needs to stop and recover. Which means you can run all the way up to someone who's like a distance away and actually still have like, enough ink to be able to hit them and probably kill them, instead of running out at the exact worst moment.
Why would you go red? It wasn't you. But oh, if it was you, you would get an
I
earful.
know. Like, I love this thing where you just immediately accuse me of everything.
I wasn't accusing you, but I said if it was you,
That
you
was
would get an
exactly
earful.
accusing me, because you began shouting at me before correcting yourself.
My brain was preparing just in case it was the 1/3 chance. I don't know what's next. Alright, the undercover umbrella. When you kill someone,
Or get an assist.
the umbrella, yeah, that's killing someone, I'm pretty sure. Right?
I mean, not necessarily because you didn't kill him yourself.
I don't know, it's just the fact that's not Dota.
It's important to mention because it is a very important distinction. I mean, even if you don't do it, as long as you tag them once, you're fine.
Oh, Jesus. Fuck. Speaking of umbrellas, I should have used that, but, yeah, the umbrella part of it comes back when that happens. Which seems like a tier 2 change, more than anything, but...
It's a very surprising change.
Yeah, maybe because the weapon kind of sucked. So...
It really didn't, but alright.
Now they're giving it something that it should have had because they made the shield so fucking weak for no reason.
I mean, they made it for a reason. It's because it can stay up without lightly firing the shield off in the distance. And if it just had regular shield strength while doing that, it would be like damn near impossible to break it whilst like fighting him. Entire point is balance.
Well, the problem is it does have regular shield durability.
It doesn't. It has weaker shield durability.
It has the same multipliers. Unless they change that.
Except the shield itself has overall less HP.
Right, but my problem with it is it has the same multipliers, which is so fucking stupid.
If it needs less damage to be hit, that literally doesn't matter.
I think less
You need less shots anyway.
less HP was enough. Oh, that sucks. Rapid Blaster Pro, 6% range decrease on explosion, just like the rest of the blasters. Thank God. Fuck you.
I didn't know that had
Wait.
a bigger explosion.
Wait, am I thinking of the wrong blaster?
You're thinking, like, the one that's rapid
The one that I
blaster is
hate.
like the fucking... What one do you hit?
Hold on, I hate two of them, but for different reasons. The one that everyone uses.
That literally means nothing.
Like the...
Like, I've seen all of them in
Hold on,
active
I'm
use.
thinking on it. The crown one, that's it.
Like, that's the Clash Blaster.
Shit! I thought they nerfed the Clash Blaster. Shit!
They gave it like a very minor nerf.
Shit.
I think like it needs like more for its like special, which it doesn't really use half the time anyway.
So the Rapid Blaster is the other one I hate because it's not the Rapid Blaster anymore. Right.
Yeah.
So I hate that one for a different reason. That didn't need a nerf, it fires way too slowly.
I mean, I didn't know it had a bigger range anyway.
Apparently a 6% one. Alright, here's a big one. The Auto Bomb, which I erroneously called the Seiki, has its ink consumption going from 70% to 55%.
So which means if you have like any ink saver sub, it will just you just throw two of them.
Yeah. So I was like, hold on, what the fuck? Because the Auto Bomb is the best sub weapon in the game, obviously.
And it's kind of like, well, I'm gonna have to start breaking my brush out
Crawling
again.
Bomb, not Crawling Bomb, overrated. But the balance here is that the maximum tracking time is shortened by 1.5 seconds, which I think means when it lands and it looks for people, that's shortened now.
I don't think so, because that was barely a second. I think it's the amount of time it spends chasing someone.
Before it explodes.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's actually a pretty significant nerf, I think. And then,
Which is fair, because otherwise they would literally chase forever.
the explosion,
two of them at once.
The explosion range was also reduced by about 7%. There's definitely a reason why this change was made. But,
It's probably because they're like, well, people are going to be slaying two of these fucking things all over the place. More if you have, like, really good ink recovery, so you could always be, like, shitting them, like, fairly constantly.
I just find it a very odd thing if it's because of that.
I mean, yeah, like, they're balancing stuff, so they're kind of like, maybe you should change the way this plays, and, you know, they take into account You know, like especially like brush users are going to be like slinging these things all over the fucking place.
Like the buff it got is very specific. Just a particular thing where it doesn't
like the
matter.
nerfs coming in alongside like that mad buff like tells me that it has to be like a balanced thing because they're kind of like, well, okay, we need to like tone down a bit because otherwise this is too nuts if you're like throwing them regularly.
Yeah, that's all I can say on the matter. So, what's next? Tenta missiles.
Oh, this is the one I love.
when you fire at one person, instead of firing like 3 baby ones because you only hit one person, it fires 10 at them.
Yeah,
I think
that's amazing.
I love I love using Tenta missiles. So like the knee-jerk reaction is I love it, but like the logical side of me is like, now hold on. Now hold on, you should be penalized for not targeting many people. Not rewarded, but the opposite. No, hold on. You should be penalized, not penalized. It's just very weird to me. And when you fire at 2 people, it does 5 each, and I don't know why it stopped at 2, but those are the only ones
because like after 3 you're basically like it's meant to keep it basically like at or around 10. Once you got like 3 people lined up, that's basically 10 you're firing with like the old fire rate. Chums. Hello fireballs. Hello arrow.
Oh! Did not ink this wall, should have inked this wall. Oh, I would have won.
Can I get around these? Might as well get that.
It's a special power up now, increases the inking range of it, which I actually like because that's why I used them. I never used them to kill. I didn't
so much use them to kill as to like deny people.
I used them to ink inside the enemy base, and then they would like by the middle or end of the game they would be too lazy or too distracted to clean it up, so it's free points.
I used it always. Like I just used it to shit on people. Just the pressure.
Like yeah, it has those perks. But are perks in my scenario, of course. So it's just they're great overall, you know.
Yeah. But this thing, like now firing 10 missiles for hitting one person, that makes like actually only targeting one person extremely valid.
There has to be a downside. So
there isn't one. The things haven't been nerfed or anything.
You can now target the Rainmaker shield, which is really good.
I think that the only nerf is that it doesn't do as much damage to the Rainmaker shield as it used to, which is kind of...
Damage to shield reduced by 50%. Okay.
Yeah.
So I mean, I guess like if you fired it at someone at the Rainmaker shield, it would hit it and do damage.
Yeah.
Now it can specifically target it.
So it needs to be like rebalanced because you can actually shoot it now.
Yeah, but I think you're not gonna hit the Rainmaker shield 50% of the time anyway, so it's still pretty much a buff. I would say. It depends on the situation, of course. Like it could not matter if you're losing the shield.
Oh, this is just hell on earth.
No one's around. Stuff like that.
Oh, I tried.
And the target that appears locked on will now indicate how many missiles are coming.
I mean, I thought it kind of did that already, didn't it?
Yeah, the little nodes on the bottom.
Oh well, that was very unfortunately timed revival.
I think it gives you an actual number now.
There's an egg behind the basket.
Oh. Oh, no!
It's over.
Oh yeah, I'm just kind of used to Christmas with a T. I didn't even notice. Is it weird that like I never mix up Christmas and Christmas?
Not really.
Like never when typing it in.
No, because you're used to typing.
Yeah, I know, but like even when I started, I never did it. I thought it was kind of weird.
Nah.
Alright, Splashdown has an increased painting radius when landing and less gaps in that coverage.
Because why would anything nice ever happen?
So when I read this, I thought that the less gaps meant that it would be kind of smaller and that the radius was like the explosion radius. But I think they just increased the radius and then made it denser too, so it's just a straight buff.
Yeah, it is. Because like at times, depending on the terrain, sometimes you would like you could survive actually fairly close to it, like completely unscathed, because like hitboxes made it like just go like actually nah, I'm not hitting anything. Now they by the sound of it they fixed that, so it's just always a big death zone, and it already like murders you from like a bigger distance than it visually appears to reach. So it just having like just even finer control over that, just fucking clump of death is just like very, very upsetting.
Part of me wonders if that part of the game is also to blame.
What, ranked?
Nah.
Octo expansion?
Yeah.
I got the insinuation from one of your tweets in response to it that auto bombs have something to do with a part of the Octo expansion.
Yeah.
And I can tell you right now, they're not going to apply those changes to the Octo expansion because single player Stingray is still the original game Stingray.
But they never specified, so I kind of wonder. But
I mean, unless they specify, they're not going to do it.
it would make perfect sense for these changes
Like,
to kind of be made because one balances out the other, I think. But
I mean, yeah, in multiplayer, but like the single player stuff all has its own balance. You know, like special costs, sub costs, all that is completely different from multiplayer.
No, he doesn't know. Well, don't worry about it. Someone remind me to come back to this later. Probably on the 25th.
Why the 25th specifically?
It might take you a few days to complete it.
I mean, it'll probably take me longer depending on how long it is and if I get stream time at all.
I mean, I did it in 2 streams.
Yes.
And they weren't that long.
I mean, yeah, but like how long? Like, it's just like, do I have the time after work and around Salmon Run and everything else we do?
Because it's the Octo expansion, so of course you do.
We shall see. That weekend, certainly I'll do some of it. I'll probably even get it done that weekend. It is that short.
No, it's not that. So it's... Ugh. Come on, I have to read patch notes. You can't pull this shit on me. Either way, the inkjet got a nerf. Now the landing marker is much more visible, and it even shows a timer for when people are landing. So...
I don't know if that matters.
That's a huge nerf.
Because like with drop roller, that's probably a good way to beat people, if anything.
I mean, maybe, but for people who don't use that, it's a huge nerf.
I guess.
Oh, Lord. Oh, I thought 3 people died. Okay, we're good.
They keep going to me and it's pissing me off like so much. Just like give me a second to fucking breathe. The second I get back up, switches back, the lights switch back to me and it's like, well, fine then.
We pretty much play alone for the most part, but we do like every salmon run, so.
Not my entire life.
Woo! There we go. Let's see, there are a bunch of point adjustments, like, is there even anything I care about?
The interesting one I saw was that dualies across the board had all the specials boosted. Sometimes 10, sometimes 20. I think one of them had like a 30 point boost to like a special cost. Something had like a 30 point boosted special cost. I'm pretty sure it was one of the dualies. Also, like the dually sculptures specifically are like their ink consumption has been like ever so slightly boosted, which is like the small, like a small nerf. But I'm glad like they're going, all right, dualies, settle the fuck down.
Am I a dumbass? Yeah. I was looking at the patch notes. And every time I hear the word dumbass, I think of that Conjun House thing. Actually, the D is silent. It's pronounced Jeffrey. Oh, I thought that was a flying fucker.
Terrible. I mean, there's a relevant Patch.
Shut up!
That guy I
I'm
just
getting
shot.
to it. No, hold on. Ranked comes first. Very important. Something I care deeply about. Ah! Actually, the ranked shit actually looks like it's just
Christ.
like bug fixes.
I hate the bamboozler so much. This gun can't shoot anything.
Did you hear that the pandas aren't endangered anymore?
Are they not?
Yeah, I don't believe it.
I mean, who said it?
I don't fucking know. You think I looked into it? I don't give a shit.
How do you know it's not just someone talking?
I know.
complete bullshit?
That's exactly what I'm saying.
It probably is someone that's talking complete horseshit.
What if it's like a world-renowned genetics doctor?
It's still talking complete horseshit until I see 10 clone baby pandas rolling about his feet.
That's referencing another news post. Let's see. Bug fixes. Oh man, everyone's favorite. The things that only happened to 2 people in the last 2 months. What do you mean various Octo expansion bug fixes? Oh, that's huge!
Don't say that. Don't say them aloud.
No, it doesn't say anything. It just says that. When exiting Grizzco, you'll now appear in front of the entrance. This is huge. You have no idea how huge this is. I've been so sick of like...
Oh, so we don't get kicked back to the front of the hub.
Yeah. So basically what happens is I go into Salmon Run and then I have to go open to the menu and then it disconnects you in the Salmon Run, just in that room where Grizzco is, because that's technically connected to the internet. So you're disconnected and then you're just shoved back to the center of the lobby. So you either have to run back or open up the menu to go back in. So I don't have to worry about that anymore.
You say that only you suffer this problem.
Well, I feel like no one plays Salmon Run as much as we do. So
yeah, but you were saying I specifically.
I know.
So I don't have this problem.
Well,
either.
because I'm also taking pictures.
I love this where I keep shooting the ground to swim away, and then in the game it's actually no, you don't. You're not allowed to. Fucking.
I'm taking pictures of the Salmon Run stuff and shit like that as well. It was just so fucking annoying. I'm surprised they even cared about it. Like, why this late? Bitches. I use my sniper to kill the steelhead, except I'll whiff the first shot.
It's not really a sniper to be fair. That's barely a goddamn gun.
Woo! What else? Fix an issue with Splatfest? Are you saying they fixed the thing where the less popular team always wins? Thank God. I can actually read the rest. Hold on.
Jeff, I'm right, but I swear to God. Revive me literally the exact frame I'm in front of a goddamn snake. And again, I'm getting revived literally the moment the snake touches me and then I'm booted into the fucking water on spawn. That's fucking terrible. You're not reaching any of this.
I got one!
It's over.
Splatfest and recently played with players not appearing in the plaza correctly. Who cares? I guess people who want gear. Fix an issue with Octoboy's hairstyle looking like garbage. Sorry, looking weird when equipping the samurai helmet. So that's everything, more or less. No other patch notes worth looking into. So let's move on to how the new Smash Bros. Amiibo are $3 more expensive than the old ones. People are pissed, let me tell you.
I don't know why. Who cares?
Well, you know.
I mean, it's $3.
See, but that's
like 50p.
That's folly, Gavin. That's your folly. Because eventually you'll say that about everything, and then it'll add up, and then you won't have a house.
Maybe like magical moon money, perhaps, but like that's barely anything.
Yeah, it's it.
And hey, why didn't you want to talk about like the salmon run changes?
Yeah, I was I was.
Just do it.
I was setting up that joke, and then you said it. So.
Yeah, but like by the way you're doing this, it sounds like you don't like them.
Oh no.
So I'm kind of like, okay, what's going on then?
No, I was just, let's talk about all the parts of the game that don't actually matter to me, and then not talk about the parts of the patch notes that do matter to me. But, hold on, I have to look at the patch notes again because I don't actually remember. There's nothing huge like, you know, flying fuckers now take damage like normal enemies or anything like that.
I long for the day to say Quahog spawn rate decreased around the point where I shot like literally 6 of them in the same fucking doorway.
Well, technically, I think
yeah,
that
in
was
some
fun.
modes. In some modes, I want like generally. I'm sick of these giant fat pieces of shit.
There are a lot of eggs behind.
I'm right here. I'm trying so hard to feast.
Oh, what? That's bullshit. Let's see, Marooner's Bay. Oh yeah, that's actually pretty big because it's my favorite game mode in this. Can I call it a game mode? Either way, on Gusher phase.
Wave mode?
Yeah,
Wave type.
sure. On Gushers, on ship map, the one we hate a lot, Marooner's Bay, if you want to call it by its actual
Boat level.
name. They removed one Gusher. They don't say which Gusher. They just say, we removed one Gusher. So, it could...
Like, a lot of them are clustered like very close
Yeah,
together.
like on the ship itself, there are a lot of Gushers near, especially like closer to the basket. So I'm imagining it's one of those, but if they actually loved me and their community, which I think they're trying to do, they would remove the one behind the basket, or at least make it so I can stand on it, and when I'm standing on it, no one can shoot it open. I'll do it. But I don't think that's the case. I think they're going to remove the Gusher by the propeller because it's in that dense area and it's just too easy to accidentally hit. It's just in a very inconvenient spot. Like, I feel like the Gushers are supposed to be very intentionally hit, and that one breaks that mold. So, that's my genuine guess, but not the one I want. At all. Mothership Chinooks, which is what you call the dudes carrying the boxes.
It sounds like a racial slur.
It kind of does. I don't know. Whoops, that was bad. That was a bad aim. They spawn more frequently, but the boxes disappear more quickly, and the max number of normal enemies on the map is decreased. So I'm assuming if there are like 50 of them on the map at a time, then the boxes just literally won't spawn another one, even though they have another spawn in them.
Yeah, probably.
So the idea is you're getting a lot more boxes because there are a lot more enemies carrying boxes, but you actually aren't getting any more spawns from those boxes.
Yeah.
So essentially, you're just getting a buff in you have more shit to shoot to get eggs. Because, to be fair, some of them are kind of bullshit.
I mean, you have better control over the flow of enemies, basically.
It's like, here, get 19. Also, we're only going to spawn 30.
Because if like it's relying, if it, like to get the same amount of numbers, it's relying on a lot more flying gets to like drop boxes. If there's like, you know, there's fewer enemies overall, it means more opportunities to shoot flying gets, which means more easy to control the amount of enemies around. Because they also shorten like the amount of time the box is active before it just like self-destructs, which means it will produce less enemies overall.
It's just a mothership buff, even though we didn't need it because Well, we don't need it when
It
either of
depends
us.
on the weapon set.
Not the weapon set, the special set. If either of us has the Stingray, then it's the easiest game mode. But otherwise,
I mean, if we have like an actual sniper rifle,
pretty
yeah.
tough.
If we have the bamboozler, it's like, well, you can just suck the mighty dick. Where are they? There's one.
a lot of eggs over here.
Of course, there's a fucking snake right there, and a taxi appears out of nowhere, and there's another
Oh,
taxi.
that's I saw that.
This game mode is such horseshit
I
sometimes.
don't know what it was like on your screen, but
I come through the door, big snakehead something there bounce me. Suddenly a taxi appears from off screen behind me, so I run to the nearest door and trying to get out. A taxi just appears around the corner.
no, I'm talking
Like-
about when it was ramming you into the door side. Your character was vibrating back and forth very rapidly.
No, I just died instantly.
Like he, oh,
Where's the salmon run thing where it's like, well, actually, maybe we should just like spawn less taxis?
now we're gonna
Or
spawn
last
more
snakes.
Chinooks. And also in the fog event, which is the most boring one, they decided, hey, this is the most boring one. Let's see if we can spice it up a little. So now Goldies, where only like 2 or 3 of them spawn, now drop instead of dropping 3 eggs like the normal bosses, they drop 1, 5, or 10. We don't.
That's actually a change I really like.
Yeah, we don't know if it's a gotcha kind of thing where it's 50% 1% and like 0.1%
I mean,
10 egg.
You can like kind of safely assume that it's going to be like weighted towards 1 and 5.
Well, we don't know for sure, but
We don't know for sure, but I feel like you can safely assume.
that's what I get for reading. God damn it! God damn it! Patch notes added 4 cannons.
Someone's jumped out of one, so.
Good. Oh, I prefer the other one.
But yeah, like a lot of interesting changes.
Well, it is just like the fog actually doesn't have anything special about it at all. So, I guess this
Besides,
is now
the reduced visibility,
something
which kind of
special
does hurt
about it.
on some maps.
And I guess it's technically a buff because if it is 1/3, 1/3, 1/3, then 5 and 10 are better than 3. Of course, the thing is, as you can see right here, there are like 10 eggs right there, and none of them are going to get picked up. That's probably the balancing
I
thing
mean,
right
the
there.
idea is probably meant to be lured back to the.
Gavin, shut
Basket.
up! Because you just made me angry again. Because we know that's not going to
You
happen.
say that like that's in any way hard to do. You make yourself
Gavin,
angry
shut
every
up.
5
Gavin,
seconds.
shut up. Stop. Stop. You're going to make me so mad. I'm not going to be able to stop talking about how angry people make me. We have 185 or so of these 1-hour salmon run intervals. And never across the entire time this game has been out has anyone led the moths back to the basket. Never has anyone led the taxi back. And I mean, the snake's a bit of a different story, but I think I'm the only one who has ever done that either. So
If you've been leading the snakes around the map instead of killing them,
not
that's
since-
frankly a
not
massive
since-
fuck you to you.
not since you started getting irate over them.
It's like if you had been doing that for a while, that explains like a lot of my
Well,
problems.
it's not like when there was too
where
much
like
shit
someone
going
is
on.
just deliberately kiting them and not just fucking ending their lives.
I was actually pretty badass, if I do say so myself. I would make it so that they were like 1 shot away from death, and then let them coast towards the basket, and then finish them off. And if they were producing a
Fucking
problem,
coast around the map, killing everyone and causing
if
problems.
they were
all
producing
the
a
time.
problem, they were 1 shot away from death. So I think that I'm a pretty cool dude who doesn't steal other people's eggs.
I think you need to be actually
You
slapped
know
for
what?
just not killing the snakes on sight.
I think every time you steal an egg, I'm gonna keep a snake alive. How about that? So we're at 1 snake. Oh, and
What?
here it is right now. You're lucky it's at the basket. Yeah, the point is, no one's gonna leave anything anywhere close to where it's supposed to be. So that point that you just said is completely moot. It's not even worth bringing up. I'm kind of angry that you wasted the breath to even say it. You don't deserve that. And yet you did it to yourself anyway. But assuming we can get a team of 4 people we know, which would, I guess, be 3 people we know, then, we can to let them know if they don't know already, which sometimes I wonder, and, we'll be good. And, I mean, I think in the grand scheme of things, it's not really going to change much.
No, but it's a nice wee thing to have.
I think they should just make it more interesting.
There's a moss chase.
Oh, don't worry, I'm aware. It's gonna chase someone else, though. That's what we should have seen in the patch notes. Get away, get away, you get away, you get away. Wow.
It was my grenade that killed it. The eggs flew at me.
This dude, look. It was following me. Do you think I'm not gonna lead it back to the basket and take care of it? After I had that whole yelling? But what was that thing King Boo says? You didn't listen to me, even after I shouted?
I literally just got revived and they're shooting me still.
Like, you can trust me to get the job done. You have to go do something else.
There's literally nothing to do because all the enemies were in one spot behind a snake.
Oh my goodness. Then throw a grenade at the snake or something, I don't know.
Except its fucking head blocks the entire path.
That's why you throw it up.
No, because its hitbox extends.
That's
well
why you
above it
try,
visibly.
because you have nothing else to do. Because Chris has the mods perfectly fine. So you might as well try something, in case it works. Should have gotten the Mary Poppins, but whatever. The snake is close to the basket. Oh, that's not good. I'm gonna bail Reno in case everyone else dies.
Oh, Christ.
And then just a bunch of patches for things that only happened to 2 people over the last 2 months. Like, fixed an issue with malls where it would appear attacking on some player screens and not for others.
That's actually welcome because that's happened to me sometimes.
I don't even know if it's happened to me.
It's happened to me where I've seen it like just appear
Actually, this is
or whatever the fuck.
This is a bad thing. This is a
Only
bad
to
thing.
explode on someone else's screen.
Because if it's been attacking for me but not for other people, then that means they can't be assholes. So them fixing that is actually inherently bad for me. God damn it. Like, fix an issue during Goldie seeking event, where the Goldie would disappear from some player screens because of lag. That's not an issue for me because I actually can connect my Nintendo Switch to a thing, but that's pretty alright for people who can't because the Nintendo Switch's online is terrible. Or its ability to connect online is terrible. Like, there's a streamer I know who has Google Fiber, and his internet was still, like, not being good. Because the Switch just can't connect to it. It's so weird.
Fucking amazing.
And then when you try to fix it, it shows your IP address to 5,000 people, so... Classic. Fixed an issue where Chinook's dropping the crates outside the stage boundaries.
I
Width.
think I saw that like last Salmon run, where like they were kind of flying like in the walls or off the side of the stage. And I was like, what the hell are they doing?
It's kind of weird, because shouldn't they just have set points? I guess they don't.
I mean, maybe, but like it could also be something as like bump them slightly off their path and they're just following a trajectory rather than like a set path.
Or there's a squid
or, like,
kid.
Instead of finding like a set point, they're like doing a trajectory thing.
There's a squid kid going like... And then manipulating the RNG. That's Squidward? Which Squidward? This squid... Does this look like a squid to you? Oh my god, I used to have this as my desktop background. That's insane. So hey Sheila, how is it going?
Oh, hello. I didn't recognize the name.
The bada bing, bada boom. Oh yeah, that is the one and only Sheila in the chat. What else?
He's calling out the exact end point.
Yeah. I'm just going over the fixes for Salmon Run that don't matter, but might as well say them. Fixed an issue where crates might still remain on stage during the next wave after the end of the Mothership event. That seems funny more than anything, but
yeah,
understandable. Have a nice day. And fix an issue where players could get stuck on the egg basket at low tide in Marooner's Bay. Are they talking about the thing where players would intentionally jump to the basket?
No, I think they mean like people physically just got like magnetized it, and they're just kind of like, oh,
I
pissed.
kind of wish they would do the thing I was talking about instead, where they just put it a little lower or something.
Or make the water deliberately covered it no matter what.
Or put those like bird spikes on them. You know what I'm talking about?
Or just let salmon climb onto it.
Just make it kill you if you jump on it.
Yeah.
I accidentally almost watched your roommate's video. Oh. I would have had you executed had you done that. So you're very lucky. Except not really. I think I mentioned it last Salmon Run, but it's really just getting back in the flow of things for roommates that's going to be the difficult part, and then it's just going to be second nature after a point. Like, I'm going to have to remember to do mine tomorrow.
The ending to like the previous one was actually gold, by the way.
See, I think we decided to leave it up to viewer interpretation.
Shit, this is name and fucked up.
I think you mean fricked off because Nintendo won't allow that. You think Nintendo polices that on here?
Yes, absolutely.
You write fuck.
Username, yeah. Like drawings, they don't seem to have like any sort of algorithm to like scan and catch, which is curious.
They don't have an algorithm to scan and catch images that aren't of me's. That's profile picture, so it really doesn't surprise me.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's see. What's the plannerino here? There's no way in hell the next one is tomorrow, right? 7:14 at 2 a.m. And at the moment, it's all question marks. But I'm almost certain that that's just because it's going to have a new weapon, like one of the new weapons in it. But since it's not in the game, they don't want to reveal it yet. They've done it before, so that's where my money is. So that's exciting because that's the only place I'll ever be able to play them in because they'll be locked behind levels that I don't have.
Speaking of levels, it wasn't until like I was watching you hit me that like video of like how to use this brush with some of like what the abilities you use for brush when you're a fucking Jedi by that guy. And I didn't actually realize for like the longest time that ranked actually gave you experience points.
Gavin.
I don't know why, I just always assumed it didn't.
Gavin.
Like, I don't know what made me think that. I just assumed it didn't.
It gives you more experience points.
And when I saw that, I was just kind of like, oh, fuck me, I guess I better start playing ranked.
At some point I want to play ranked just in case, like to get league battles unlocked.
We should get the league and just do like, you know, like the 2-player league thing.
Hold on, where's that image? No, I don't know how to do it on OBS. It would be too costly, but it's an image of Whisper saying, "Welcome to the international or the annual hating yourself competition." That would be me playing ranked right now.
Welcome to the rice fields.
Like the Luna Blaster isn't as good as it used to be. That's all I had.
That's what the Clash Blaster's for.
But you unlock at level 53.
It's not like level 20.
It's like level 30.
You're not far off that.
And like,
Let's do it. Let's have like a level Chris up stream, and it's just you playing, and I'm swearing at you extensively. You are lit, Biggs. We're basically over.
yeah, we're over. I don't even want to say anything about how this being late might have affected some things, but all right. Well, that's that. Hold on.
It kinda did.
What?
It kinda
No, nonsense. Is anyone who won't make fun of me for rating with less than 500 viewers on? I don't think so. I think Deku was supposed to stream Jackbox, but I guess we are missing that. Oh well. See you tomorrow for roommates. And
Maybe tomorrow, like my entire, like literally for 3 fucking hours, my sister was stomping about the house getting ready, and I was kind of like, I just wanted to stream Curse of the Moon,
No,
and then there was helicopters because it's Hell Night, and then like at one point the pigeon man was going for like an hour straight slinging pigeons over my yard.
Why?
They flew past my window, and the cat began having it's going ape shit on the windowsill.
Why did you think that you would be able to stream during Hell Night? I think that seems like an error on your part, really.
I was just kind of hoping, you know.
Oh yeah, I want to play Slap City with Gavin at some point. Maybe we'll do that. No promises.
Oh yeah, that.
Obviously, no promises. But yeah. So wait, is this on? This is on Saturday then, isn't it? Oh wait, we can do it on. We can do it on the 14th or the 15th. So
Which days are these?
14th is Saturday, 15th is Sunday. So given I'm doing the Sunshine Race on Saturday, it might be better to do it on Sunday.
Sunday. Okay.
So that's the plan of Reno. And
Maybe tomorrow I'll get to do Curse of the Moon.
that's the game. Thanks for coming out.
Thanks for watching.